Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat Nagpal, and today we're going to be reviewing the new Lenovo Yoga book with Windows. So let's get started. Now, to figure out anything that comes inside the box of the Lenovo Yoga book and to look at its basic details, you can visit our unboxing video and check out all of those things. The Lenovo Yoga book costs $549 in the US, and it costs about 50,000 rupees here in India. For that price, you get a laptop, a tablet, and a pen input device that is extremely versatile. But is the Lenovo Yoga book really for you? Before we get into the details of the review, let's talk about the specifications. The Lenovo Yoga book runs on the Intel Atom X5 Z8550 processor that has up to 2.4 gigahertz of processing power. You also get 4 GB of LPDDR3 RAM and 64 GB of onboard storage. The battery inside is an 8500 mAh battery. That's pretty impressive, and we'll talk about that in just a bit. And the display is a 10.1 inch full HD display with a resolution that's actually 1920 by 1200, which is more than the 1080p standard. You also get a 16.7 million color depth and about 400 nits of brightness. Now, one of the greatest factors about the Lenovo Yoga book is the fact that it's only 9.6 millimeters in terms of thickness. It also only weighs in at 690 grams, which makes it extremely lightweight and extremely portable. It runs Windows 10 Home out of the box. It is also available in an Android variant, which personally I would recommend over the Windows variant unless you have a particular need for Windows devices. What's also interesting on the Lenovo Yoga book is the fact that it has two cameras, a front-facing 2 megapixel camera and a rear-facing 8 megapixel camera. Interestingly enough, while the Lenovo Yoga book in certain markets, including the US, does not come with a SIM card slot, in India it does offer an LTE SIM connectivity, and it does support mostly all the bands here in India, including TDD and FDD LTE. You also get some preloaded applications which come with the Lenovo Yoga book, which includes the Office mobile versions of Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. You also get a full-fledged OneNote and a trial of the ArtRage application. Now, if you're figuring out the Windows variant of the Lenovo Yoga book, you can either get a Windows 10 Home or a Windows 10 Pro when you buy the device, and you'll have that option when you go to a Lenovo store, because when you buy online, you can only get the Windows Home variant. Now, there are two interesting aspects about the Lenovo Yoga book. And as far as innovation is concerned, Lenovo has really pushed the boundaries with the Yoga book, and it is a pretty innovative laptop. First of all, the hinge on the Lenovo Yoga book is one of the most impressive things that Lenovo has done for quite a while. The hinge is extremely robust and will allow you to switch from a standard laptop position to a flat writing position or even to a tablet mode by simply sliding the device back and forth. You can also see that the hinge on this device will last you a really long time because of the way that it's built and because of the technology that they've used. It's a unique hardcore hinge that has a chain mechanism. It looks really good and it works really well and it feels really solid. So that is definitely a big thumbs up for the Lenovo Yoga book. The other interesting aspect of the Lenovo Yoga book has to be the Halo keyboard. While typing on this keyboard is interesting and it'll attract a lot of attention when you open it for the first time and people will look at it, and it definitely looks like it is something out of the future. But when you start really typing on this, and if you're going to be doing a lot of typing, this keyboard may not be for you. In itself, the Lenovo Yoga book is intended for a light user or more a creative person. Over here, we can see that the keyboard does not give any real reassuring feedback. You do get some sort of haptic feedback, and the device does vibrate to give you a feel of you pressing the keys. But if you're one of those guys who looks at the screen while typing, you won't really figure out where you're typing unless you look at the keyboard. So you're definitely going to be less productive on the Lenovo Yoga book. If you can get past that, and if you're okay with reducing your typing speeds, the Halo keyboard is something you should definitely check out. Now, the other interesting aspect of the Yoga book is that if you turn the keyboard off, you can use the real pen that is included with the device to actually scribble on the keyboard surface to get an input on the device. Since the Lenovo Yoga book is a touchscreen laptop, it does have the AnyPen touch input. That means that you can actually use a stylus to scribble on the screen, but if you use the real pen functionality that is included, it's far more accurate and it's almost instantly responsive. It is so good that you can keep the Lenovo pad, which is included with the device, or any other piece of paper, and replace the nib of the real pen with a real ink nib, which are also available easily in the market. and start writing on a piece of paper, and that gets transferred onto the screen of the laptop, is definitely going to win you some brownie points with the crowd. That being aside, it comes in really handy for taking notes. If you want physical copies as well as digital copies of your notes, if you want to sketch something, this is a way to do it really quickly. Also, I'm not a big fan of the trackpad that is included with the device. Again, it's a halo trackpad, so you don't get a real surface. You're basically moving your finger on a touchscreen surface, and you need to tap on either side to get a touch input. I personally find myself using the touchscreen more than the trackpad itself. Now, since this device is an Intel Atom device with Intel HD Graphics 400, it's not going to be a performance monster. You can do basic tasks and basic word processing. You can also run some basic Windows applications, but the minute you start doing things like gaming or multitasking is exactly where the Lenovo Yoga Book starts to fail out. You will see your apps hang and your apps close down automatically, and that is something that we couldn't find a workaround. We downloaded some basic low-end games, and we found the Lenovo Yoga Book struggling to even run those properly. You get really poor frame rates, so do not expect to do any gaming on this device. It is a low-spec device meant for portability and ease of use, and not for real performance, and we saw exactly that kind of output from the Lenovo Yoga Book. One of the greatest things about this is that it's an excellent media consumption device. If you watch a lot of videos, if you are on Netflix a lot, the display is absolutely fantastic and you can enjoy a lot of video on it. Now, the device does have interesting stereo speakers which are loud and clear, but they're not the best, and I would recommend using an external solution for audio if you have the ability to do that. The Lenovo Yoga Book also comes without any real ports. You do have a micro HDMI to connect with a display of your choice, and you do have a single micro USB port. If you need to connect more peripherals, or if you need to do things like gaming, you will need to add a keyboard or a mouse, and to do that you'll need to use an OTG cable and a hub to be able to connect several devices. You can also use Bluetooth devices, and they work perfectly with the Lenovo Yoga Book. None of these things are available from Lenovo themselves, so you'll have to look for third-party accessories. Now, as a media consumption device, the Lenovo Yoga Book really shines. You get upwards of 8 hours of battery life with the included 8500 mAh battery. And since the device uses a micro USB port, you can literally charge it anywhere. The included charger is a fast charger. It gives you up to 12 volts with 2 amps, and it charges the device really quickly. Even if you have a slow charger, it doesn't take too long to charge the Lenovo Yoga Book, and you'll be pretty happy with that. Interestingly, the Lenovo Yoga Book also works really well as a tablet. Once you switch it to tablet mode, the interface from Windows 10 changes to a tablet input interface, so everything becomes big and you get the tiled interface. It's a lot more easier to interact with. The touch input is definitely better than using the trackpad and the keyboard, and I'm personally a fan of that more than the keyboard and the trackpad itself. The 8 megapixel rear camera and the 2 megapixel front camera are also big bonuses, and if you like doing calls on Skype, or if you like doing some VoIP or Google Hangouts, these things will come in handy. The rear camera, we found it to be average at best, and it's poor in low light conditions. But if you're outdoors, you can get some real good pictures with the 8 megapixel camera as well. The cameras seem more like an afterthought than a real add-on. It's not one of the best features of the Lenovo Yoga Book, and you should consider it an additional accessory versus a real feature. Now, since the device does have 64 GB of onboard storage, you will run out of space really quickly. The Yoga Book does have a micro SD card slot, but the maximum it supports is 128 gigabytes. So at most you can get is 192 gigabytes of storage. If you're watching a lot of videos and do have good quality headphones, the Lenovo Yoga Book also comes with Dolby Audio Premium, which definitely improves the audio experience of an already pretty good audio profile laptop. All in all, the Lenovo Yoga Book seems to be a perfect carry-on, ultra-light, ultra-portable device. It is a 2-in-1 tablet come laptop, but it works better as a tablet. It works better as a media consumption device, and it'll work great for those who want to take some notes or want to sketch and draw. It also works as a lightweight word processing and a basic application use device. So for those looking for something that is extremely thin, extremely lightweight, and will last a really long time, the Lenovo Yoga Book is definitely a pretty innovative laptop, and it does push the boundaries of certain norms with the hinge, with the keyboard, and with the real pen input. However, if you are a performance junkie and if you like gaming a lot, and if you want the best specifications For a price of 50,000 rupees, you can get really good laptops with really good specifications that will give you excellent gaming experiences. And you can also get things like a really budget-friendly MacBook, which will give you a much better performance than what the Lenovo Yoga Book is offering with the Intel Atom chipset inside. So it all comes down to what your requirement is. I hope this video helped you out. If you have any questions or queries, you can drop them in the comment section below. You can also visit the full review of the Lenovo Yoga Book on iGyan.in. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. If you're interested in buying an iGyan t-shirt, they're on sale right now. I'll drop a link to those in the description below as well. This has been Bharat Nagpal. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.